Get your bars up. I get it on me, yeah I do. Endorsement. Whole team pull up in Porsche. We came a long way from them Porsche. Get your bars up and get extorted. Get your bars up. I pulled up, shot his car up.
What up, world? It's your guy BA for Real 100, and welcome to Get Your Bars Up reaction. Salute. So we back up in this thing with another one, and first and foremost, as always, salute to everybody that's been rocking. We are now eclipsing 8,000 subscribers. Yes. This journey has been super fun, man, and my people sent me something today. My people's was like, yo, B, do you ever question your reality? And I'm like, question my reality? I question everything every single day. I know that there is meaning, there's meaning to anything and everything that we got going on in this third dimensional realm. And when I told him that, similar, not verbatim like that, but when I told him something similar to that, he was like, man, well, hey, I got these TikTok videos, bro. Check them out, bro. Check them out. And I'm like, all right, let's see if it's going to surprise me, because it's hard to surprise a guy like me. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. I pretty much know a lot about it, because in my spare time, I read. A lot of real stuff they hide in books. And it's so easy to get get misconstrued things and all of that stuff via the internet in general. But I'm here for it today. And without further ado, before we get to this, make sure you hit that like button. Why? Because the content is dope, and I know y'all here for the vibes. Plus, we're trying to get to 8,000 subscribers. I mean 9,000 subscribers actually, because we just got to 8. We just got to 8,000. See, I'm getting my numbers mixed up. I think it's a conspiracy. Nah, let me stop. With that being said, the name of this video, it looks like we got 2 of them today. Conspiracy theory TikToks that will make you question reality. Let's get it.
Could Donald Trump be America's last president? There's this book called The Last President by Ingersoll Lockwood. The main character is a boy named Barron Trump, who is a time traveler, which coincidentally is the name of Trump's son. And then the book starts off in New York City on 5th Avenue. Trump has a tower on 5th Avenue. In the book, it's a very politically divided America, which ends up leading to the last president. In the book, Barron Trump becomes good friends with someone named LaFay Pence. So we got Trump and Pence co-starring in The Last.
Time out. It says Trump and Pence. That was last election. There's another election. It was a president after Donald Trump. It was. He went by the name of Joe Biden. I know he don't seem like the president because he be falling asleep and when he be talking. But it's all good though. He's still the president afterwards. But I get what he said though. That does, what he's showing us does coincide super crazy. It does. It really does. I ain't gonna lie. But what? Never mind.
As president. Now here's where it gets really trippy. John Trump, Donald Trump's uncle, was the engineer who worked on Tesla's inventions. If you've never heard of Nikola Tesla, he was defamed by Thomas Edison for making free alternative energy, which wasn't profitable. One of the apparent inventions of Tesla was anti-gravity time travel, which was one of the machines that Donald Trump's uncle was working on, but it was inconclusive. And to top it off, look up FBI Vault Nikola Tesla. It says he's from a different planet.
Craziest conspiracy theories.
It says he's from a different what? That's crazy. It is
Part 4.
Crazy.
And today's conspiracy theory is about mind control.
Ooh, hit the like button.
Today, we're talking MK Ultra. And no, MK Ultra is not the latest Mortal Kombat game. And I'll go ahead and tell you, this one's much different than the previous conspiracies we've done because this one is true 100%. MK Ultra was a project by the CIA that actually applied mind control techniques to unwilling participants. That's right, on US and Canadian citizens. This included drugging them with psychoactive drugs such as LSD. The idea was to try to figure out how to mind control hostages to get the most amount of information. Some of the things they did included electroshocks, hypnosis, isolation, even verbal and sexual abuse and other forms of torture to their own citizens. This happened at over 80 locations in the United States and Canada. While all the files from the 1950s project were ordered to be destroyed, it became public in 1977.
50, 77. United States was savage in the 50s, huh? They was just snatching up. Y'all was just snatching up people like that. What? MK Ultra, I've been hearing about that for years now, but that's crazy. LSD, they drugging you just to get some information out. What? Mike, nasty work, man. It might be in food now. That's even nastier.
Is Britney Spears being held hostage? If you follow Britney on Instagram, you might notice that her account is a bit strange. I'll show you. So here's her Instagram. You can see that kind of her selfies are taken by someone else, it looks like, and they're all pretty much the same angle. Her makeup is super messy. She's wearing pretty much the same clothes in all her posts. Now, Britney does post a lot of dancing videos on her Instagram, and I've noticed she's done this one thing repeatedly. I'll show you what I mean. These are two separate videos, and you can see that she keeps doing whatever the fuck that is. And if you go in her comments, all her fans, all these people are saying, Britney, are you okay? This and that, da-da-da-da. Tell me why she posted this.
The first question that you mainly ask me is what my favorite song is.
Girl, you know no one asks about your favorite fucking song.
And the first main question that you guys ask me is what's my favorite holiday.
In both videos, she's swaying back and forth, which could mean she's nervous, but why would she be nervous? In this post, she said, natural light reveals the magic in your eyes. Her mascara says, call 911.
Here's a
Wow, that's something that is blowing my mind right now, because I've been seeing for the last couple of years, people have been showing Britney Spears. If y'all don't know, Britney Spears she was gigantic public figure back in the late 90s, early to mid 2000s. Huge, right? Big. Matter of fact, that was she dated Justin Timberlake and did him dirty, and made him a star by doing him dirty because he started bringing solo hits just based off of her. But with that being said, is she hostage? She getting held hostage. She looked like it. She ain't gonna lie, she looked nervous, but she could just be high. She could probably just be high. I'm just saying. NBA conspiracy. What? Oh, no, not the NBA.
fun NBA conspiracy for you. In the 2017 NBA playoffs, a player named Markieff Morris, who played for the Washington Wizards, hurt his ankle in Game 1 versus Celtics. This was only 11 minutes into the game and he didn't return. The injury looked like he would be out for a couple weeks and no one expected him to play in Game 2. But he did play in Game 2, and he played as if he was never injured. In fact, he had his best game statistically of the playoffs at that point. Here's where it gets interesting. Markieff Morris has an identical twin brother named Marcus who also plays in the NBA. His brother was playing for the Pistons, who were already eliminated from the playoffs. The theory is that Marcus played for his brother, because both brothers have the exact same tattoos and don't have any super apparent differences.
Have you guys heard the...
Wow. Yeah. I'm an NBA guy. I love the NBA. I played college basketball, etc. What? Nah, son. We ain't doing that. And they identical. And I remember that game years ago. You seen his ankle? What? And he playing the next day, having his best game. And his brother's probably suited up for him too. They identical. Like, they look exactly alike. You can't tell them apart when they next to each other. You can't. Especially if you don't know them. And most of us don't know these ninjas. Damn. I never thought about that. Yikes.
conspiracy theory that Steve Jobs is still alive? This one is fucking crazy. For those who don't know, Steve Jobs was the co-founder of Apple who helped launch it to where it is today. Sadly, he passed away back in 2011 after his battle with pancreatic cancer. Or did he? Back in 2019, Reddit went fucking crazy when one of its users uploaded a picture of a man in Egypt. A man who looks identical to Steve Jobs. People started lighting up the comments section, but not to disprove it, but to say that they believe it. People are convinced because not only did Steve Jobs specify that he would want to go to Egypt one day, but he was also heavily into Buddhism and spirituality, hence the way this man is dressed. Steve Jobs was also known for crossing his legs while sitting and holding his hand to his chin while he was in deep thought, like the man right here. And everyone said he was just crazy enough to do it. The only thing disproving this theory is that the man is wearing an analog watch, not an Apple Watch. But if you were hiding, would you wear the watch of the company you founded? What do you think?
Now, with that one, that's cap. That's cap. Jobs is up out of here, man. He up out of here. He was one of the ones that he loved, like, R.I.P. to him. You feel me? 100% R.I.P. to him. But he was one of the ones that want to be in the spotlight. Like, he was like, yeah, look at me, everybody. And I doubt that person was him. That person looked, I don't know. The person looked either Egyptian or of Arab descent. It was something like that. That wasn't him. I don't believe it. And he is right about wouldn't you wear your Apple Watch if I'm trying to hide from somebody? No. But he had so much money though. He had so much money. I don't think he would be there. I don't think he would be caught. Not there. Just saying. Have y'all been to Egypt before? Do y'all know how difficult it is? Never mind. Let me be quiet, BA. Let's get back to conspiracy theories. Ooh, crazy. I Can't Breathe, all of that stuff happening in 2015.
Stanley Myers, he created a car that runs on water. Well, hydrogen, but water. See, this invention would have changed the world. So a lot of oil-rich nations were sitting there and trying to buy the patent from him, but he wouldn't sell. If the world wasn't dependent on gas anymore, imagine how much money would change hands. Since they couldn't buy the patent, they sat there and tried to debunk him. They claimed he was a fraud and all that. While still trying to buy the patent, our own government and foreign governments started to harass him. He said he feared for his life. Then guess what happened? He went to a restaurant with his brother to meet some Belgian investors and he died. He died yelling and screaming and throwing up black shit, saying that he was poisoned. But the coroner said he had a brain aneurysm, and now his brother refuses to talk about it. He also did a whole video on exposing the New World Order.
Wow. I could have sworn I heard it was a brother from actually Africa who came up with something like that. Or no, the brother from Africa was the I think it was something to do with energy. As far as this first part of this, because that was part one, but as far as part two, I'm hoping that part two can get me more. But the first one though, I ain't gonna front because this is part two right here. But part one, the Marquise and Marcus, that one right there, oh my gosh. Everything else was kind of suspect, but Britney Spears though too. I ain't gonna front. Britney Spears, but like I said, she probably was on drugs. We don't know. She probably was getting high. And she needed to get outside. Let me stop. That's not funny. Anyways, let's see what else we got. On this agenda. This is crazy.
Solve cases around the world, starting in Australia. In August of 1994, a fisherman was on the Hawkesbury River when he felt a strong tug against his fishing net. But what he pulled up was a heavy piece of steel shaped like a crucifix, and attached was the remains of a human. The police discovered it was a man's body that had initially been covered in plastic and intentionally arranged on the crucifix, which had been custom built and would have been too heavy for a single person to lift and dump in the river. There was no matching missing persons report, and because he had been in the water between 6 and 12 months, his fingertips and facial features had eroded, so his identity remained unknown. Until 2018, when advances in DNA technology identified him as Max Tansevsky, but despite now knowing his identity, his case remains unsolved.
The unsolved case of D.B. Cooper. On Wednesday, November 24th, 1971, a man boarded a plane heading from Portland to Seattle. All he brought with him was a suitcase and a paper bag. Midway through the flight, Cooper handed a flight attendant a note and told her he had a bomb. He instructed the flight attendant to sit down next to him and he showed her the bomb. In the suitcase were 4 sticks of dynamite and a bunch of wires. He then told her to write down his demands and take him to the pilot. He wanted $200,000 in $20 bills put in a backpack. He requested 4 parachutes, 2 front chutes and 2 back chutes, a fuel truck to immediately refuel the plane when they land, and not to try anything funny or he'll set off the bomb. When they landed in Seattle, Cooper traded the passengers for the items he had requested. He then told the plane to take off and head for Mexico City, but to fly below 10,000 feet. Shortly after the plane had taken off, Cooper opened the rear doors and jumped out of the plane somewhere near the Washington and Oregon border. 9 years later, a boy found a brown paper bag with $20 bills that matched the serial numbers of the money given to Cooper, totaling $5,800. Until this day, Cooper and the remaining money are still missing.
Hold up. Fly below 10,000, jumping from an actual big ass plane. This ain't one of them little planes. This is a big ass plane. What? Then you found it. I don't know, man. I don't know. That sounded kind of crazy. I don't know about that.
The greatest conspiracy theories of all time. Are these fact or fiction? We may never know. It's been 50 years since Neil Armstrong allegedly landed on the moon, but my sources tell me the US government, eager to beat Russia in the space race, faked the lunar landing. People in 1969 could barely watch TV without a 5-foot antenna. You think they're landing on the moon? Doubtful. Was JFK killed by the CIA, the KGB, the Mafia? Could be all of the above, or it could be none of the above. Did Jeffrey Epstein actually take his own life? Or was it the act of a few famous individuals he had compromising information on?
Now, that's one person I don't believe is up out of here. I don't believe Jeffrey Epstein hung himself or whatever they said in this. I ain't gonna lie, I don't believe that. That's one conspiracy I don't believe. The JFK, he was trying to, his last couple speeches was, he was rubbing some big organizations in the wrong way with the stuff he was saying. He was being too pro brown and pro black. He was being too pro brown and pro black. That's why they got him up out of there. I already know. And then he was talking about getting a mob up out of here and writing laws for them and all. He was on one. So they had to get him up out of here. R.I.P. to him. R.I.P. to him, because they say he was one of the last great presidents. But anyways, Epstein, I don't think he up out of here. I think he's still here. We just don't know who he is and where he at, because he out of sight, out of mind. Yo, I'm not even gonna talk about yikes, nasty work. But he's still alive though, I believe.
Yes. Has the government suppressed information that reveals the Earth is actually a flat, infinite plane? Obviously not. Did the mysterious Malaysia Airlines flight just vanish into thin air? Or was it digitally hijacked by hackers who rerouted the plane to Antarctica? Your guess is as good as mine.
The strangest unsolved mysteries from each state. Today, by popular demand, we have Maryland. This is a picture of Daniel Beckwith, who hired Askia Kafra to dig these unexplained, mysterious tunnels deep in his basement of his home in Bethesda, Maryland. And one day, the police get a call that there's a fire in Daniel's house. So when they arrive, they see Daniel standing outside of the house. And when the fire investigators go and investigate, they find this hole in the concrete floor of his basement. And so when they explored a little more, they find Askia's body down there. The detective said that these tunnels were at least 20 feet below the surface and at least 200 feet long. Daniel was not doing this legally, and he knew that he had Askia working in very unsafe working conditions. Again, not legal. Daniel claims that he picked up Askia from his house in Silver Spring, Maryland, and then drove him to Manassas, Virginia, which is very close to where I live, with these darkened blackout sunglasses on, so that he wouldn't know where he's going. But according to the police, he never actually did that and just drove him to his house in Bethesda and only let him take off the sunglasses once he was in the basement. And Daniel was charged with involuntary manslaughter. Do you think he did it on purpose?
Strangest Unsolved Mysteries from Every U.S. State, Part 17, Washington. This is the story behind Jason Padgett, a heavy drinker and partier who became a mathematical genius overnight. In 2002, Jason was a furniture salesman, and he partied hard at the bar every single weekend. One night, Jason was savagely attacked outside the bar and was left with a severe concussion. When Jason recovered, he found that he was able to easily visualize the most complex of mathematical and physical concepts, something that even other mathematical geniuses struggle with. Before that, Jason hadn't even done college math. Doctors have no explanation for why his brain just randomly decided to evolve, and they say it was like he was struck by genius.
This woman received mysterious calls for months before something terrible happened. In 1980, Dorothy Jane Scott began receiving threatening calls from an unidentified man. It got so bad she started taking karate classes and contemplated buying a gun. Then on May 28, 1980, co-workers witnessed her car recklessly speeding out of a parking lot. The next day, her car was found burning in an alleyway with no one inside. Then a week after her disappearance, her parents began receiving mysterious phone calls from a man that were too short to be traced. They got a phone call almost every Wednesday afternoon. This went on for 4 years until Dorothy's skeletal remains were found buried along with the bones of a dog. After her remains were recovered, her parents received one last phone call from the man who said, "Is Dorothy home?"
Some of Hollywood's greatest conspiracy theories are these cap or fact. We may never know. Rumor has it Stevie Wonder may not be blind. If he was, how could he perfectly operate this camera? Sources say O.J. Simpson could be Khloe Kardashian's father. The chemistry here is off the charts. And if Tupac died, why was his photo taken one day after his alleged murder? Is Nicolas Cage really just a Civil War era vampire? Most likely. Is Jay-Z just a time traveler from the Harlem Renaissance? Most likely, yes. And did Gucci Mane really go from running the trap to running track? Or was he cloned in a Georgia jail cell? Who knows?
3 theories about 3 well-known brands. Theory 1. Starbucks employees are told to intentionally misspell your name so you share a picture of your cup on social media, and when you post it, you're just giving them free advertisement. Number 2. Dasani, which is owned by Coca-Cola, is considered one of the worst water brands out there. Why is that? Well, there's a theory that they add salt and other chemicals to their water, thus making you more thirsty so you will buy more water. Next time you're at a movie theater, sports game, or amusement park, see what kind of water they sell. Chances are it's Dasani. Theory number 3. Well, this one's not really a theory, but it's more of a fucked up fact. Nestle started out as a baby formula company. And in 1970s, when Nestle was trying to grow its baby formula market around the world, they paid fake medical professionals to promote their formula. In Asia and Africa, Nestle hired saleswomen dressed as nurses to give out free medical advice and free samples of formula. These samples lasted just long enough for mothers to stop producing milk naturally, which resulted in them becoming dependent on the formula.
Alright, a lot of people have requested I do this, so here's...
Yo, that's messed up. Yo, the formula, what? Nestle? Like Crunch, like chocolate Nest? I can't even talk, man.
Here's the mystery of the Pan Am Flight 914. This is probably one of the most bizarre mysteries I have ever heard of. On July 22nd, the flight Pan Am 914 was departing from New York to Miami. It was carrying 57 passengers and 4 crew members. There was nothing unusual about the flight, and it took off at its scheduled time. But then, it lost signal midway through the flight. And there was no indication that anything went wrong, there was no crash, no bodies found, and they just said that, okay, it probably crashed in the ocean. Now, this is where it gets fucking crazy. After 37 years, it landed. Juan de la Corte, this man made contact with the plane 37 years after it went missing. The pilot literally said, "We are Pan American Airways Flight 914 from New York to Miami with a crew of 4 and 57 passengers. We were scheduled to land at 9:55 a.m. on 2nd July 1955.
Hold up. What? That kind of messed me up. I ain't gonna front. What is that true? I gotta do some research. That's what these videos making me do. They making me go do some research. So what was that? What was the name of that? That wasn't the show Lost. What was the name of that show with the plane people? The plane, and then they're like 5 years late. They disappeared. They pulled up there 5 years, 5 or 10 years or something like that. Everybody else was grown ups and got older and all of that stuff. Hold up, man. Is that where they got that idea? What? 37 years later, they pull up. And the thing that's crazy is this got to be documented somewhere. But this was so like this wasn't in like this social media internet age, because the world would be going crazy if something like that happened now. But this happened in she said the 50s to the 80s, 37 years. What? I don't know, man. I don't know. With that being said, that was some interesting piece of work. Those are some interesting videos. The first one, I'm like, cap, Britney Spears, cap, Marcus and Markeith switching jerseys. Yo, look different. But the second video, I ain't gonna front. It was a little bit more entertaining, and on top of that, it was like some of those made me think, and I'm definitely gonna do some research. But anyways, I gotta get up out of here, man. This TikTok conspiracy videos. Did that make you change your reality or question your reality, should I say? Did that make you want to question your reality? I don't know. I'm asking y'all. Just saying. If you don't already do. Anyways, this you got BA for real 100. This is Get Your Bars Up reactions. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button. You rock with me, I rock with you. And if you out there hating just because you think I'm a new guy and you just not something to put on my platform and I've been doing this for a little minute, then all I can truly say is thank you for coming and get your bars up. Salute, subscribe, all that good stuff. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about this particular video in that comment section. And this was fun. I think I'm gonna probably start doing some more of these, but I need some more videos. Send me some videos, y'all. Send me some more. Like Oliver, please, can I have some more? Because this shit was fun. Anyways, peace and love. We up out of here. Salute.
Get your bars up, I get it on me, yeah I do. Endorsement, whole team pull up in Porsche. We came a long way from them Porsche. Get your bars up and get extorted. Get your bars up, I pulled up, shot his car up.